This is a Squiz podcast. We're your shortcut to being informed.
Squiz Kids! It's your daily news fix. Fun, free, fresh.
Good morning and welcome to Squiz Kids Today, your fresh take on what's happening in the world around you. I'm Bryce Corbett. It's Tuesday, March 8. In Squiz Kids Today, East Coast battens down the hatches. Celebrating International Women's Day. Ben's bronze in Beijing and a new species of tarantula. That's what's making news, kids style.
The lowdown.
Residents of Western Sydney were last night told to evacuate their homes as more wild weather and flooding rains were forecast to hit overnight and continue into this morning. Sydney-siders in suburbs including Camden, Mulgoa and Emu Plains near Penrith were given evacuation orders as the Nepean and Hawkesbury rivers threatened to once again break their banks. The evacuation orders come as the Weather Bureau issued a severe weather warning for a huge stretch of the New South Wales coast today. New South Wales residents in coastal townships and cities, from Coffs Harbour in the north to Bega in the south, a distance of more than 1,000 kilometres, were told to expect heavy rains and damaging winds of up to 100 kilometres an hour. Yikes! Meanwhile, yesterday, as local helicopter pilots continued to drop food supplies to residents cut off by floodwaters in northern New South Wales, it was confirmed that more than 2,000 homes and businesses in the region have been destroyed and are no longer able to be lived in. We have a lot of listeners in the Northern Rivers region of New South Wales. Please know if you're listening that we're thinking of you all and hoping you're safe and well. And in a glimmer of good news among the continuing East Coast flood emergency, the town of Mullumbimby, close to Lismore in northern New South Wales, had a little bit of good fortune yesterday. While communities in and around the town have rallied all week to help out neighbours, with food drops and welfare checks being performed by teams of volunteers, one lucky resident learned they had won $1 million house in a surf life-saving raffle. A silver lining to a week that has been nothing but clouds.
Spin the globe.
Each day we give the world globe a spin and find a news story from wherever it stops. And today we've landed in China, the UK, France, Scandinavia, the United States, Italy, Australia, in fact, pretty much every country in the world, as International Women's Day is celebrated today. What's International Women's Day? It's pretty much what it sounds like, a day to celebrate the many, many achievements of women through the years, and also to remember that when it comes to equality between the sexes, there's still a lot of work to do. For instance, here in Australia, did you know that there's what's called a gender pay gap? Meaning, on average, for every $10 a man earns, a woman in Australia earns about $7.70. In China today, many women will get half a day off work. In Italy, La Festa della Donna, as International Women's Day is known, is marked by the giving of mimosa flowers. The day was also marked with the announcement yesterday that some pretty impressive women were honoured by having a Barbie doll created looking just like them. TV producers, coders, fashion designers, teachers, activists and businesswomen. Because, as we know, girls can do anything.
Sport time.
Australia's Winter Paralympics co-captain, the remarkable Ben Tudhope, has claimed our first medal of the Games in Beijing, winning bronze yesterday in the men's snowboard cross. The 22-year-old from Sydney, who was Australia's youngest ever Paralympian when he was selected for the Sochi Games in 2014, has represented Australia at 3 Paralympics now. This is his first medal. Ben was in 4th place for most of the final yesterday, but stormed home strongly to claim his spot in the winner's podium. Afterwards, he said he hoped his bronze medal would inspire others to realise their dreams. If there is any kid out there with cerebral palsy, with a disability, you can achieve anything, he said after he'd won his medal. Ben Tudhope, Squiz Kids salutes you. Don't forget, if you want all the details on the Winter Paralympics, which athletes are representing Australia and in which sports, how visually impaired downhill skiers get down the mountain, all the incredible details on the alpine para-skiers and wheelchair curlers, check out the Squiz Kids Winter Paralympics shortcut that Amanda and I have created. Available to all classrooms who have signed up for Squiz Kids for Schools, or parents who have signed up to our Apple subscriber specials. Free trials are available for both, and there are links to both in today's episode notes. You're welcome.
Animal Kingdom.
It's time to make room in the old animal kingdom for Bambutula, the first new kind of tarantula found in Asia in over 100 years, and the world's first tarantula to make its home in bamboo. And in proof that scientists aren't the only ones to discover new animals, this arachnid, which is the scientific name for a spider, was found by YouTuber Jocho Sipawat, who was cutting bamboo in the forest near his home in Thailand when he noticed holes made in the bamboo by other creatures, with silky spider webs inside. I've popped a link to a shortened version of his 22-minute video in your episode notes so you can see the spot right where a startled bambutula pops out. A team of arachnologists, a fancy word for spider scientists, then studied the spider closely and confirmed it was a new kind of tarantula that had evolved to make its home in bamboo rather than building a nest or burrowing itself into the ground as other tarantulas do. If you aren't arachnophobic, which means scared of spiders, then you might want to keep your eyes peeled like Jocho did. Arachnologists estimate that 1 in 3 spiders are yet to be discovered. The next bambutula could be in your backyard. Yikes! Stay safe out there.
Time for the quiz.
This is the part of the podcast where you get to test how well you've been listening. Question number 1. What famous toy doll has released a special range in honour of International Women's Day? That's right, it's Barbie. Question number 2. Aussie Paralympian Ben Tudhope won Australia's first medal at the Beijing Paralympics. Was it a gold, silver, or a bronze? Yeah, that's right, it's a bronze. Question number 3. Bambutula is a newly discovered member of what species of hairy-legged spider? Yeah, that's right, it's a tarantula.
Shout-outs.
It's March 8, and as already mentioned, it's International Women's Day today. So make sure you stop and give thanks to all the cool women in your life today. It's also a special day for these Squiz Kids celebrating a birthday today. Lucy from Camden Park, Dinon from Craigburn, Lee from Mount Claremont, Harvey from Shoal Bay, Aidan from Forest Lake, Violet from Waratah West, Peter from Mount Isa, Jessica from Canberra, and Arthur from Hong Kong. And classroom shout-outs today go to Class 5MM at Norris Road State School in Bracken Ridge, Class 5-6B at Rangebank Primary School, and the legends in Class 4FM at Ivanhoe Primary School. Don't forget, if you've got a birthday coming up and you'll want a shout-out, or if you're after a classroom shout-out, drop us a line at squizkids@thesquiz.com.au. Well, that's all we have time for. Thanks for listening to Squiz Kids today. We'll be back again tomorrow. In the meantime, get out there and have a most excellent day. Over and out.